Hi everyone, welcome to another Let's Draw tutorial. I know it's been a really long time since I've last done a video. It's been one heck of a busy summer, so I do apologize for that. But in this tutorial, we are going to be completing this day and night scene. I have linked the color palette and the stamp set that you're going to need for this tutorial in the description below. You're going to need a canvas size of 2000 by 2000 pixels at 300 dpi. And when you're ready, let's draw. Once you've created your canvas, we are going to our color palette and we're going to drag this gray color into that canvas. I'm just going to pinch with 2 fingers to make it a bit smaller so we can see the 4 corners nice and clearly. We are then going to go to our layers and we're going to tap the plus sign for a new layer. We're going to go to our color palette and we're going to choose this color here, the second color. And in our brush pack, we want the monoline brush. And I've got mine set to 10% at full opacity. And we're just going to want to draw in a circle. Hold your pen in place and tap 1 finger on the screen. And we want this sort of size. We are going to our arrow tool now because we want to move it into the center of our canvas. So with uniform and snapping turned on, we're going to move this circle until we see those orange crosshairs. And then tap the arrow when we're done. We're going to tap the layers and tap plus sign for a new layer. And with the same color, brush size and opacity, we are going to draw a horizontal line. Hold your pen in place and tap 1 finger on the screen to make it perfectly horizontal. And don't worry about this excess, we're going to remove that just now. So if you tap and hold on your eraser, that will now switch to the monoline brush. And we're just going to erase that excess really carefully. It doesn't matter what size your brush is here. I had mine at like 26%. We just want to carefully erase those lines on either side. And when that's done, we can then merge those 2 layers together. We are going to tap on this layer and we're going to choose the option of reference. Now this layer 2 will be our outlines. So if we tap for a new layer and drag it underneath, the color that we've already got selected, we're just going to drag and drop it into the bottom half of our circle. We are then going to create a new layer. We are going to tap this color here, select this color, and drag and drop the color in. And obviously be mindful of your color drop threshold. You might need to move it left or right. You might get like a line, white line that runs around the edge. If you do, just slide your pen to the right to adjust the color drop threshold. We are then going to layer 2 and we need to remove that reference because we're done with that now. Let's go back to layer 4 and tap the plus sign for a new layer. We're going to go to our colors and we're going to choose this yellow here. And with the monoline brush selected, you can keep it at 10% size, full opacity. We're just going to draw in a circle for our sun. Hold your pen in place and tap 1 finger on the screen to make it a perfect circle. We are then going to drag that color in to fill it in. We are then going to slide this to left and duplicate it. And we're going to drag that underneath so it's sitting above the bottom half of our circle. Now if we tap on this layer, the one that we just created, and we go to our arrow tool, we are going to move that over so it's sitting diagonally opposite each other, something like that. We are then going to duplicate this layer and the bottom one, we're going to tap on it and we're going to alpha lock it. We are going to go to our colors and we're going to choose this gray color. Let's go back to our layers and we're going to tap and we are going to fill that layer. So now that's turned that layer underneath grey, and that will be our moon. Now with this layer here, this yellow layer sitting on top, we're going to go to our arrow tool and we're just going to grab this node here and just reduce the size a little bit, and then we're just going to move it. It might actually be easier if we turn off snapping here, and we just want the yellow circle just to creep outside of our grey shape, and then tap the arrow when you're done. We are then going to select this layer 5. We're going to go back to our layers and go to this grey layer 5, and we are going to hit clear. Now when we go back to this layer here, we're going to slide to the left and delete it, and we've just created our crescent moon. And we're going to go back to this layer here, layer 4, and we're going to tap the plus sign, and we are going to clip and mask this one. We are going to choose this colour now in our colour palette, and in our brush pack we want the stylized fir tree. Now we're just going to put in 4 or 5 trees across the top here, and I've got some various sizes, so I'm going to start off with 3, and then I'm going to go up to 9, and then 5%, and then maybe a 3%. Now I know they're floating around in the sky at the moment, and we don't want that. And because we've got them on the same layer, we can't move them individually. So let's go to our selection tool, and in freehand with color fill turned off, we're actually going to move these now. So we're going to just draw a circle around it and tap that gray dot, and then go to your arrow. And now it's just selected this one tree here. And I'm just going to move it down a bit. It's about there. I think I'm actually quite happy with the position of this one, so I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go to the selection, freehand, and I'm just going to draw around this tree. And then I'm going to bring this one down, and then do the same thing, selection tool, freehand for this little one over here. And we're going to move him over like that. We are now going to create a new layer. The same colour selected, and we don't need to clip and mask this one. We're going to go to our brush pack, and we're going to select the stylized bird stamp, and I've got my size here set to 3%. I'm just going to tap here onto my canvas, and I'm going to bring it down to 1%, and then pop another couple here. Now that's our day scene actually complete. We are going to now turn our canvas over using 2 fingers and pinching it over, and then we can rotate our canvas, so now we can work on our night scene. And for that, we're going to have to go and find layer 3 here. We are going to tap the plus sign, and we are going to clip and mask this one. We're going to go back to our color palette, and we're going to use this color here, the gray color, and we're going to switch back to our monoline brush, and I'm going to drop mine down to around 2%. We're just going to draw in some mountain peaks, some wobbly lines. They don't have to be perfect at all, they're mountains. And then maybe another little one here, and then bring that round and loop it to your start point, and then we can drag and drop the color in. And if you want to, you can use the eraser, and you can maybe make some adjustments if you want to. I'm just going to adjust this one a little bit. I might adjust here and this one. We then want to go to our layers. We want to tap on this layer 9, our mountains layer, and we are going to alpha lock it. And with this color here, the dark blue color, and our monoline brush set to about 1%, we are going to draw in some lines just to separate these peaks. And then draw some little lines, well, some dashes, I suppose. So we've got some sort of texture. You can use the 2-finger tap to undo. And then what we want to do is add in some stars. So we're going to tap for a new layer, and we're going to go to our color palette, and we're going to choose this gray color here. And in our brush pack, we want the 4-point star stamp, and I'm going to bring my size down to 1%, and then drop in some stars in random areas, and then bring it up to 3%, and then drop in a few bigger ones as well. And that is our illustration now complete. Thank you so much for following till the end. I really appreciate everyone's support. It's been so amazing. And I love seeing all of your finished artworks over on Instagram. So if you finish this one, make sure you come and tag me in over there and I'll give you a shout out to my stories. And as always, I'll leave the links to all my socials down in the description below. I've also created a Patreon page, so come and visit me over there. That'll be awesome. And with all that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.